This episode of Rick and Rick Rule the World is brought to you by Taskin, the first name in ultra-stylish, premium quality travel gear, like the exquisitely designed Taskin One expandable backpack. With 9 practical variations, the Taskin One is always the right size for wherever life takes you next. Save 30% on your next purchase when you use the promo code R&R Take 30. That's R&R Take 30 at taskinsf.com.
In the conclusion of our most anticipated movies of 2023, the Ricks talk trouble in the MCU, resurgent horror movies, and a surprise addition to our annual list.
Hey, one more reason to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp is Bill Murray's in it.
Well, that's cool. Is he a villain or just a denizen of the quantum verse?
He's kind of a ambiguous character, so you're going to have to judge whether he's a villain or not.
Okay, I do have a question for you. The villain, I guess, is Kang, and this does set up what's going on in this phase of Marvel, correct?
Yeah, that's what I understand as well. So for those of you that don't know, I mean, Kang is one of the more powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. He's actually called Kang the Conqueror because he just does that. He goes around and just absolutely conquers worlds, universes, everything. He has the ability to move back and forth through timelines. So he moves to the future and gets every tool that he wants. So he has got the best weapons and the best armor and the best everything. So he's a really interesting character. The whole premise behind this movie is he was trapped in this particular universe. And so the whole story was around him trying to get out, which was kind of fun. And I don't think I'm spoiling anything. There's a line in this movie where he says something to Ant-Man and he says, "Have I killed you before?" And he's, referring to in another timeline or another universe, and then makes a joke about, "Are you the one that carries the hammer?" And so it kind of connects back to Loki. And there was a whole bunch of stuff I read online about how there's hints in the Loki show that connect to this, and there's things in this that connect back to Loki. And so it looks like they did a pretty good job at threading all these together.
Yeah, that's super cool. Until very recently, it seemed like Marvel was immune to anything going on at any of the other studios, but it does seem that Disney's reining back a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been reading about Disney Channel canceling some Marvel shows, and I wonder if they're not on as strong a footing, or if whatever phase they're in is really working as well as the earlier ones had. Because you don't have Tony Stark, you don't have Captain America, you don't have all these characters.
Yeah, well, and I think that's one of the things that's missing right now. And they're obviously trying to develop it, but there isn't that actor or actress that really has drawn us in just yet. I mean, the best they have right now is Chris Pratt, right, with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the one I think that people are really gravitating towards, or perhaps Thor. I mean, that's kind of it at this point. They need to kind of develop a character that people just get really excited about and draws them in.
That's the other thing on this list, heavily indexed for superheroes, but also horror. Horror's all over the place.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that actually is a really strong point. And that's a genre that definitely we re-inject into our society here and there.
Yeah. So The Nun 2 is scheduled for September. There is an Exorcist movie coming out, and it has Ellen Burstyn from the original. There are so many. Saw X. Is it really Saw X? I have never seen any of the Saws.
Yeah, it really is Saw X.
All right, my number 3, I did consider Oppenheimer. I did consider Spider-Verse. And I would say that for me, it's got to be Legally Blonde 3. No, I'm just kidding. I'd never heard anything about this movie, and I just watched the trailer again when I was getting ready for this episode, and I was like, I really am looking forward to this. My number 3 is Dexter Fletcher's Ghosted, starring Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Adrian Brody, and others. And technically it's cheating here because it's an Apple TV movie, but have you seen this trailer?
No, I have no idea about this. I see it has Chris Evans in it. He's everywhere right now.
Yeah, so it's from the writers of the Deadpool movies and the director of Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's about this regular dude who travels 5,000 miles to London to make a grand gesture that he hopes will help him win over this girl who has ghosted him. And you're going to crack up when you watch the trailer because he keeps insisting, like, no, she just doesn't have an international calling plan. And he discovers that she's really a CIA agent who is not really happy to see him. It looks super fun. It reminds me of a less techno-nerdy version of Chuck.
Oh, interesting.
Where there's a female CIA agent who has all the moves, knows how to fight and get out of danger or whatnot, and a hapless doof who is, in love with her and gets himself in over his head. And this looks like a lot of fun. You got to watch this trailer.
It actually sounded like another movie with Angelina Jolie, The Tourist. This was a movie came out back in 2010. Johnny Depp up is a passenger on a train, runs into a woman. Turns out that she's, some like secret agent, spy, whatever. And he ends up getting involved with her. And basically she brings him into it. And the whole time he's basically playing the damsel of distress, running and screaming and jumping and that sort of thing, trying to avoid being killed.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, that does sound very similar to this. But watch the trailer. It's a lot of fun. And of course, they were both in the original Knives Out. And she was really great as an agent in No Time to Die. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah.
Now, I don't think I told you this, but since you mentioned Knives Out, you tried to get me to watch that for quite some time.
The original, yeah.
And and I just didn't get to it and didn't get to it. And then I was on a plane and I got to it. So I have finally seen it and it was awesome. Yeah. I just queued up the Knives Out 2 Glass Onion or whatever it is. And so I've got that queued up and ready to stream. So that's on my list coming up soon.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, it's time for a quick Cinema 2023 round of loaded questions. So stay tuned.
This episode of Rick and Rick Rule the World is brought to you by Taskin, the first name in ultra-stylish, premium quality travel gear, like the exquisitely designed Taskin 1 expandable backpack. With 9 practical variations, the Taskin 1 is always the right size for wherever life takes you next. Save 30% on your next purchase when you use the promo code R&R Take 30. That's R&R Take 30 at TaskinSF.com.
And we are back. Rick and Rick Rule the World with Rick Matheson and Rick Wooten. And it's time to play Loaded Questions. All right, Rick, which of the following is one of the vast number of movies coming out this year? A, Matt Reeves' DC Comics Disney Plus crossover called The Mandalorian. B, Wes Anderson's Meteor City. C, Super Grover and the Multiverse of Muppets. Or D, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Which of these is coming out in 2023?
I'm going to go with the Meteor City.
Almost. It's Asteroid City. So I pulled a little trick there on you. The answer is actually D. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is a movie that's coming out on August 4th. Question number 2. Originally set to debut sometime in the Andrew Garfield era Spider-Man movies, Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Pietro Maximoff in Avengers Age of Ultron, returns to the big screen this year in A, Maximoff, B, Kraven the Hunter, C, Quicksilver, or D, Hannah and Her Blisters. Originally set to debut sometime in the Andrew Garfield era Spider-Man movies, Aaron Taylor Johnson is returning to theaters in what?
Interesting. I don't know the answer to this one. Let's go with Quicksilver.
Very good guess. I'm sure I would have done that myself, but no, he is coming out in a movie called Kraven the Hunter. So the character from Spider-Man.
I haven't seen anything about that movie coming out this year.
Yeah, so at least according to Rotten Tomatoes, it is scheduled to hit theaters on October 6th. Originally set to appear sometime in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man franchise, the film will be directed by J.C. Chander, and it has Aaron Taylor Johnson, who's playing Kraven.
That's awesome. And this is actually a fun one. I mean, there was a few different superheroes, but Spider-Man was a big counter to Kraven. So this will be a fun one to see.
He's the guy with the big fur around his shoulders or something.
Yeah, Kraven the Hunter. And his whole thing is he gets hired to hunt people after he's hunted everything else in the world. And then a lot of times he just gets crazy and wants to hunt things because they're impossible, like superheroes. And so there was a whole story arc around that with him and Spider-Man. So it would be interesting because Spider-Man could very well be in this one.
All right, our final question. Which of these actors will appear in Indiana Jones and the Wheel of Fortune? Dial of Destiny. A, Shia LaBeouf. B, Ken Hugh Kwan. C, John Rhys Davies. Or D, Mr. Bean. Which of these actors will appear in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, out on June 30th?
I have zero ideas. Let's go with C.
You are correct. So John Rhys Davies, who played Indy's pal Salah in the first 2 movies, returns in this summer's Dial of Destiny. When I went to go do this question, I thought it was Ken Hugh Kwan. I thought the little kid from the Temple of Doom made an appearance in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case, so I was wrong and I had to change my question. All right, well, that's going to have to wrap up this episode of Rick and Rick Rule the World as we finalize our most anticipated movies of 2023. Let us know what's on your list, and until we meet again, stay safe, keep each other safe, and keep on coming back to the one show where everybody's name is Rick.
And everybody rules the world.